I'm Dawn White. I cover the Baltimore Ravens for WBAL, and I'm joined now by Ron Johnson. You are the owner of Rising Stars Football Academy, and Garry Cathell. You are the executive director of the Big 33 Football Classic. So starting off with Ron, if you could tell me a little bit about your camp and what you do.
We started the camp 10 years ago. We have our camp at Shippensburg University. First started the camp because of the coaching that I did while I was in college at Shippensburg. Working different summer camps, I decided that one day I wanted to have a full-scale camp and incorporate everything that we do as far as techniques, skills, and everything that we work on with our athletes, but to also add an educational and student-athlete development component to that. It's big to me because I was a kid that didn't focus that much in the classroom, didn't put the hard work in. I wish I would have put the same hard work that I did on the field into my studies and academics, but it's very important to be able to do that as well.
And what can athletes get at your camp that they couldn't get at other camps? What makes your camp different?
A component that makes our camp different is we have a full pro-style, college-style practice schedule that we run. So we do offense in the morning, defense in the afternoons. We do individual work for your position. We do group work, group run, group pass, 7-on-7s, 1-on-1, and we also do team and scrimmages. A lot of football camps around the country, you don't have time to utilize all those, but that's how we run our camps. Full scale, full speed. We do everything game speed because we want to teach all of our athletes how to go 100% full speed every play and to practice good habits. So the techniques and skills that we utilize, we're doing the same things that they do in the NFL, college, every level, because that's the way that we want to do things at our football camp.
And it's not a day camp.
It's an overnight camp. We have options for commuters and overnight campers. The importance of something that we have overnight is we do student athlete development and education workshops and seminars in the evenings. So we're focusing on NCAA requirements, your GPA, talking about life skills, leadership skills, and just being able to do the right things in the classroom, on the field, and in the community. So we utilize all of our coaches and their experiences to share their stories of the importance of the education, but also to be able to grow as a young man and do the right things in life.
You were a defensive end for the Philadelphia Eagles. So having that experience in the NFL, how does that help you teach athletes at the camp?
What we incorporate at our camp is being able to use the newest techniques and skills of all of our athletes for every position. Being able to play at the highest level, you want to be able to give back to young athletes and teach them the very best skills of what they can do on the field for their position, but also you want to share your story about your experience. Typically for me, something that happened is I had a very brief career due to a back injury that ended my career. So I needed to speak to all of our athletes, and what we incorporate is life skills and student athlete development, because your education is going to take you further in life than any game or sport that you'll ever play.
And you do have some speakers there.
Yes.
One new person who will be joining this year is Garry with the Big 33. So what do you hope to incorporate at the camp?
Well, it was funny how Ron and I got to know each other. Ron's day job, where he works, actually became a sponsor for the Big 33. And Ron and I began to talk and communicate, and I knew that he was still coaching high school. And I got to know him, and when you get to know this man, you can understand why he was so successful with his career and why he is doing the things that he's doing right now. So he had mentioned we became partners through the other business, but he says, Garry, let's talk about maybe the Coaches Association, which is the owner of the Big 33. That's the Pennsylvania Scholastic Football Coaches Association. Let's talk about camp a little bit. Maybe we can piggyback off of each other. And I said, well, most certainly. And the main reason that we chose to go with Ron is because of the things that he does at camp. Our first priorities with the Coaches Association are to, number one, make sure that our players have safe equipment, are being taught the skills necessary to play, and also maintain their great educational values. And the second thing about our association is to educate the coaches. So, I mean, those are our two main functions. When I spoke to Ron about his camp, the way he set it up, the people that he brought in, sure, all these kids that go to camp, they want to learn football, but he is teaching more than football. And as the reference to the Big 33 game itself, one of the slogans is, it's more than a football game. Our Coaches Association, we do more to reach out and do the complete educational and football experience. So we've had other groups in the past approach us, and again, they weren't good fits. And Ron's camp and what he's doing there, we really like, and that was just a match made in heaven for a sponsorship. So we pulled together, or not a sponsorship, but a partnership. And that's where we're at right now. I'm excited. This will be my first time seeing Ron's camp. I've met one or two of his guys there who came when we had our clinic, and I'm sure knowing the way he does everything else, I'm sure the camp is going to be great.
So Ron's special.
He's a special man. Well, you don't get as far as you do in life, and not have a lot of success behind what you do and how you do it.
And being a part of the Big 33, running that, how do you see a camp like this helping young student athletes?
Well, I really believe that the Big 33 being a premier game here in the state of Pennsylvania and having the great history that it has. Let me just put a few plugs in for the game. The game, this is the 62nd game. There's never been a Super Bowl without a Big 33 player in. We've had some great players. But more important, as many of these players played in the Big 33 games, so many of them, because of their football experience, went on to have great careers in life, because all of them didn't become NFL football players that played in the Big 33 game, like high school teams. They became, from doctors, lawyers, to business owners, to people who are working out in the fields, so we feel that, again, with the type of emphasis he placed on all the elements that make a strong person, that's where we try to make sure that Big 33 is much similar. So it's just so much of a hand-in-hand type of thing, because all camps don't do that. And again, I've been in the business for over 40 years, and there's a lot of people out there that are out there for money grabs, and you have to be careful in what they're teaching kids and how they're teaching them. So we feel strongly about, we wouldn't have brought him on and made him part of the Big 33 and the PSFCA family.
One thing that Ron had talked about with him, and something that he tries to talk to the student athletes about, is the importance of grades. That you have a lot of athletes who are really talented and maybe have the ability to go to college or the NFL, but they don't have the grades for that. So if you could talk a little bit about that and the importance of getting that message through to kids.
Well, most kids aren't going to go anywhere if they don't get the grades, and Ron will agree with that. His story is a great one. He said that he didn't work. I wasn't the best student in high school. Fortunately, it was enough just to get by. But you have to get things done in the classroom. If you don't have the discipline in the classroom to do the work that's necessary to pass, then how are you going to prove to me as a college coach that you have the discipline to come up here and play football, no matter how great you are? I've seen great athletes in high school that have not done very well in college because, number one, they couldn't do the academics and stay in school. Everybody says that the college football is the beginning or guideline to get into the NFL. That's just not true. Those numbers just don't match. Very, very few kids make it to the NFL, and so they need to take advantage of their high school so they can get into college and take advantage of getting the degree.
So Gary, if you can tell me a little bit about some of the Big 33 players who have gone to the NFL, and then also the East-West game.
Well, with the history we've had, I mean, the list of NFL players and NFL Hall of Famers that played in the game are unrivaled. You know, your Jim Kelly's, Joe Montana's, right now many guys in the Ben Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh. We've had players in Philadelphia that have played in the game. So the list goes on and on and on. Hundreds of NFL players, and as I mentioned, even Hall of Famers. I do want to mention the Pennsylvania Football Coaches Association. We have more than just the Big 33 game. This year on May 5th in Altoona, we have our East-West All-Star game. These are what we're saying are the next best kids to play an All-Star game, their final high school game. And that is in its 17th year. And then at the end of the month, which is an experiment by us, we've moved the Big 33 game from mid-June. Now we're going to play the game on Memorial Day, kind of make it a military-themed game. One of our big sponsors is the Marine Corps. It's going to take place at 2 o'clock on Memorial Day. We have quite an event planned there that morning. We have a big fan experience. We're going to have a live band play at noon for an hour and a half. Uptown Band, I believe they're pretty popular out here in the central Pennsylvania area. We have a lot of social services will be there, a lot of things for the kids to do. The military is going to have a military competition early in the morning, which is pretty neat. And we're real excited for the kickoff. We were able to get some very good quality players to stay in the game because we moved the game earlier. Typically when you played in June, many of the players had to report to college, just so you lost a lot of the good players. So it's going to be new for us, new for the fans here, and we're really excited to get this thing rolling.
Kind of describe your feelings and excitement being able to join forces with Ron for the camp.
Well, like I said, I have to put my PSFCA hat on right now. My big excitement about it is the football and education values they will get out of going to Rising Stars. That to me is, being the executive director of the Coaches Association, is really what I look forward to. I look forward to the kids being taught football at the highest level, and also not just taught football. They learn the values of hard work, dedication. You know, Ron takes them through all. I've seen his format for camp. It's a book, and you don't see that at camp. It's at a lot of camps. There are a lot of them are babysitting. They teach a little bit of football, then they let them play. And no, he has great values, and we're excited to put our name on it, and we're hoping that it helps Ron as well.
So Ron, if parents are seeing this or students are seeing this and they're interested in signing up for the camp, how would they register?
You can register directly on our website. It's risingstarsfootballacademy.com. Our number is 1-844-777-2267. Multiple ways to register, and our coaches are always willing to help out with that.
So I understand you work with a wide range of ages. How do you do that with your camps?
We work all the way up to ages 8 to 18, so we have varsity athletes, high school varsity, freshmen, all the way down to midget level and youth football players. So one thing that we want to point out is we do have some of the top high school players in the county, in the state, Central PA, that do come to our camp. We also have midget level and also a little younger than that. So we have ages 8 to 18. We have 3 or 4 different divisions. So we have coaches that are very good at focusing on our younger campers. And then we do have high school. We have college, some PSAC coaches, guys that have coached at professional levels that also coach at our camp that are with our older group, our varsity athletes, freshmen, and midget football players. So we have a wide range. We push all of our athletes just as hard. We teach game speed, to go fast, to think fast, so that they're ready and prepared for what they have to do on Friday nights, Saturday afternoons, and Sunday afternoons. We teach our athletes and we challenge them to think fast while they're on the football field, because they have to be able to react and do things the right way. So our way is to go 100 miles an hour, full speed, but to do things the right way on the football field. So that's how we challenge our athletes. Something else that we focus on too is we do condition. Why do we condition at a football camp? Is because they have to know how to be mentally prepared. So when they're tired and exhausted, they have to be able to carry out their responsibilities to be able to win the football game. So that's why we add a little bit of a conditioning component as well each day at our camp.
And having some top athletes from the area there, how does that help the kids learn from each other and learn from those really good athletes?
Well, we teach family all week, so we do have several campers that battle against each other on Friday nights and can't stand each other throughout the year. But while they're at camp, we teach one thing, which is family coming together. So during that week, they're going to work together. They're going to communicate. They're going to go through the same workshops in the evening at the student athlete development educational component piece that we have. So during that week, they're friends and they're family. And a lot of times what you'll see is it's pretty cool on Friday nights when they do play each other. You'll see them talk before the game on the 50-yard line. And sometimes those relationships or friendships started at our football camp. So that's kind of the coolest thing to be able to step back and see as a football coach myself, is some of the relationships that are built throughout the week of our football camp. From guys not being able to stand each other, be in the same room, to coming up before games, just kind of joking around and wishing each other luck and wishing the best for each other.
You had mentioned Friday, Saturday, but we all know that getting ready for a football game is a lot more than that. It's 7 days a week. How do you teach them that as far as having a good work ethic, not partying all the time, nutrition, all of that?
So that's another thing that we add to our student athlete development piece, is focusing on education, taking care of their bodies, getting enough sleep, proper nutrition. We have some of the best doctors around come in and speak to our campers about taking care of themselves, what they're intaking, eating before games, practice, the importance of sleep, time management. We teach all those things. So we also talk about NCAA requirements, eligibility. We teach them, talk to them about the statistics as far as how many athletes actually go on and play at the Division I level, Division II level, Division III level, how many athletes actually go on and play in the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball. And we all wish that, growing up, that we could play professional. We wish that we could play in the NFL the rest of our lives. But realistically, when you see the numbers in our presentations, it pops off the screen, which brings it full circle. This is why you need to focus on your education, because even if you do make it to the league, nothing is guaranteed for one thing, but you're not going to be able to do it the rest of your life. So what we talk about in one of our seminars is Plan B, always having a backup plan. So what is the next phase for you? What is your backup plan? Whether you make it to the college you want to play at, whether you make it professional or not, what's the next step for you?
And what about your social media pages?
We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those things. Very big with Facebook. We have some interns that are trying to help us out with social media as far as Twitter, Instagram, and all those sources. But we try to put up news, updates. We try to promote each other as much as we can. We're very excited this year to be able to work with Garry and the Big 33 and the Pennsylvania State Scholastic Football Coaches Association. To come full circle in this, I was nominated for the Big 33 in 1998, several years ago. And to be able to come back to it and support the biggest all-star game in the country, we want to be able to be a part of that and promote that. So we want all of our coaches, our campers, parents to be able to go to the game. Hopefully they can also go out to the East-West game in Altoona. But we feel like this is a great fit. We love the model that Garry and the Big 33 has put together. And we see an importance to that. So why would you not want to attend one of the best games in the country? It's right here in Central PA, right in our backyard. So we want to go forward and support that as much as we can to work together with the Big 33.
And like you were saying, if people want to register, they can go to your website. Also, more information on your social media pages. What are the dates of your main camp and your mini camp?
Our main camp this year the date is July 7th through the 11th at Shippensburg University. We have commuter rates. We also have residential overnight camper rates as well. We also have a mini camp that we do in Lower Perk, so Collegeville. That mini camp is for younger athletes that we have, but we also have the opportunity to go around and have satellite or mini camps as well. So anybody interested in that can visit our website or contact us directly at our phone number, and we'd be happy to talk to them about that.